There are deep problems with our high streets, and it goes back decades in many cases. Austerity caused damage, Liz Truss's budget caused damage, changing shopping habits have caused damage as well. So we're announcing £150 million as a down payment on further investment to upgrade high streets. We've got a programme called Pride in Place, which has £5 billion going to 250 of the most held back areas in the country. The first tranche of those have just come forward saying what they'd like to invest that money on. 80% of them are picking high streets, district centres, shopping parades. There is something very important about places that were the heart of their communities where they feel the heart has been ripped out. People remember not so long ago, you'd go to the high street, it was full of cafes and shops, you'd meet friends. There's a very important emotional connection there. And when you go there today, the shops are boarded up, the metal grills are pulled down, it's full of graffiti and dumped rubbish. It says something very important about the place that you belong to, and we want to put the hearts back into communities. Now, some of that can be helped by government funding. Some of it is about putting more money in people's pockets so they've got money to go out and spend. That's why it's so important that wages have gone up faster in 1 year under this government than 10 years under the previous government.
But aren't communities already choosing what they want by using their spending power? You know, if businesses aren't viable in a particular town centre or a particular area, why is it for government to step in and say, actually, we don't like vape shops, we don't like what you government sources call fake barbers, we don't want betting shops? Communities are already choosing what they want by where they spend their money. Well,
it's great that you've picked those issues because we're seeing a proliferation of a certain type of shop on too many high streets. There are 2 streets in Manchester that between them have 51 vape shops. That is absolutely bizarre. That is not going to bring people to the high street. You need a diversity of shops. But up until now, councils haven't had the power to restrict the numbers that are opening, and we're going to give them those powers. So it's not just about money, it is also about the powers to change things. You know, when in my own patch, there were 2 betting shops in a small parade and a third one was going to open. People were up in arms about it. They didn't want a third one. They didn't need a third one. If you want to go and place a bet, there were places to do that. They wanted variety, but we had no powers to do anything about it. Because of our changes, now that's possible.
But would you, I mean, as a minister, but also, you know, as a constituency MP, would you rather have in your high street a boarded up shop, an empty property, or a betting shop or a vape shop?
You had to, for high streets to work,
providing jobs.
For high streets to work, you need a variety of shops. So some of the other powers we're giving councils, there are very often empty boarded up shops that become a blight on the high street. They get covered in dumped rubbish and graffiti. They make the area look terrible. They lead to people not wanting to go there. We're giving councils the powers to take over those units and the funding to turn them into something valuable to the community. We need footfall, so they could become training centres for businesses, they could become youth centres, they become hubs for older people or the voluntary sector. But if you get people back into our high streets, they will carry out activities there, they will spend their money in the other shops, and the high street becomes more viable.